Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. In today's video, we're gonna be re-ranking the UFC pound for pound um, rankings. I think there's a lot in the rankings that are kind of messed up, and so in today's video, I just kind of went through and re-ranked them. I changed a couple rankings, added some people. I took two people out and added two people, and then I switched up a bunch of where they're originally ranked at. So pound for pound number one is obviously Islam Makhachev. He is the pound for pound number one. He's just become a two division champ. He had four title defenses at lightweight. I think he's 28-1 is his record. Might be 29-1 now. Um, and he just looks unbeatable. At this is a very poor picture of him, but at lightweight, he looked unbeatable, and at welterweight, I'm scared to see who might be able to beat him. I don't think anyone really can. He had a pretty lackluster fight with JDM, but when it comes to the people at welterweight, I don't think that there's really anyone there who can challenge him. I don't think Morales really does anything. I don't think Usman can do anything. Gary might. I don't know. I don't think Bilal refuses to fight him. I don't know. I just don't think there's really anyone to beat him except for Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria have at the number 2. He's undefeated. He's a 2 division champ. He has pretty insane wins. Volk, Max, first person to KO Max. Charles Oliveira, first person to KO Charles Oliveira in the first round. I'm pretty sure Charles Oliveira has been KO'd, but never in the first round, and especially flatline KO'd. He's been TKO'd, I'm pretty sure. Just never in the first round, flatline like that. He's on an incredible run right now. He really does look unbeatable. His boxing is very precise and sharp. He has a lot of power in his hands, very heavy hands. And he has smooth ground game. His grappling's very smooth, and I think his transitions are some of the best. My phone on do not disturb. I'm getting blown up right now. Yeah, I think Ilia Topuria is on an incredible run, and he really does look very unbeatable. Number 3, I have Alex Pereira. I think originally he's at number 4, but I think he should be 3. The original rankings had Hamzat Chimaev at 3. And I think that's fucking outrageous. Alex Pereira is a 2 division champ. He's a 2-time light heavyweight champ with 4 light heavyweight title defenses. Yuri, Hill, Roundtree, Yuri again. So yeah, he has 4 title defenses. He looks unbeatable when he is healthy. We know for a fact that first loss to Magomed was him unhealthy. He wasn't 100%, and it's very clear because of the way he got it back in the rematch. And he could be a possible heavyweight contender. There's a lot of talks of him going up to heavyweight. And depending on who he fights at heavyweight, whether it be Cyril Gane or Tom Aspinall, depends on if he becomes the first 3 division champion. Number 4, I have Alexander Volkanovski. He is a 2-time featherweight champion with 5 defenses, former pound for pound number 1, 1 loss at featherweight, and his only losses in the UFC are to Islam Makhachev and Ilia, the 1 and 2 pound for pound. He is the greatest featherweight of all time. His boxing, his cardio, his pace, he's incredible. He's one of the greatest of all time. And if he does beat Diego Lopez, which I hope he does, and I think he will go down as probably top 3 all time. He is one of the greatest fighters of all time, and he's one of the greatest athletes to be in the UFC. So I think he is number 4 pound for pound, especially because he just was able to show in his old age he can still compete and hold that belt. Next, I have I was kind of exposed to what I had next. Merab Dvalishvili at the 5. I think Piotr Yan being above Merab Dvalishvili is outrageous. I know Yan just beat Merab and kind of shut him down, but Merab damn near cleared out the bantamweight division. He is 1-1 with Petr Yan, O'Malley twice, Umar, Sandhagen, Aldo, fuck, who else is there? Cejudo. Like, he beat all these great names. He had 3 title defenses. Petr Yan didn't even have 1 title defense in his original reign. He got it, lost it, got an interim, and then lost it again when he tried to unify it. He just got it back. He has no title defenses. So him being above Merab is absolutely outrageous. I don't care if he beat him. Merab cleared the division. Merab dominated the division. He had one loss. I still think he's number 5 pound for pound. Number 7, I have Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat is undefeated, and I do believe Khamzat has the greatest wrestling we have ever seen in the UFC. You can say Khabib, you can say Islam. I say Khamzat. Khamzat has the greatest ground pressure out of anyone in the UFC. His grappling is dangerous. His pressure is heavy. He smothers you. And usually, a lot of people see his Dracus fight and think he's a boring fighter, but usually he does find a finish. He chases a finish, whether it's a submission or sometimes he gets a TKO. He does try and submit you. He tries to hurt you in fights. His fight with Dracus was a one-off. Look what he did to Whitaker the fight before. First round submission in 13 seconds, I think it was. He broke Whitaker's jaw, submitting him. Khamzat is that kind of guy. But I don't think he's number 3 pound for pound. I think he's number 6. He is a very dangerous guy, and you also got to think, this guy has been around for a while, and he's kind of been, lackluster in his career, but that's also because of health and changing of weight divisions, having to restart. So him being champion is pretty cool. I've been rooting for this guy for a while. His performance against Dracus was a little lackluster, yes, but he still dominated. 4-1, 5-0. I don't think he's number 3 though. I think he is the number 6 pound for pound. Number 7, I have Alexandre Pantoja. I'm unsure as to where he was originally. But he had 4 title defenses. He has very deadly Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His Jiu-Jitsu is very insane. His pressure is very heavy. He has good cardio, and his career was chasing Demetrius. If he had beaten Joshua Van, he could have been a rising them goat talks of the division. But with what happened, it was a fluke. What happened against Van was a fluke. I don't think Van's technically the champion in my eyes. I don't consider either of them champions. I consider it as a vacated belt almost. I don't know. But yeah, I think Pantoja is the number 7. I think he just kind of got screwed over in his last fight with what happened. If he had won that fight, I do think he would have been in the top 5 for sure. But I have him sitting at a comfortable 7. Next, I have Tom Aspinall at the 8. It's Tom. He's cleared out most of the top 10. There's new fighters coming in that he hasn't fought yet. But most of the top 10 he's already beaten. His KO power is pretty good. His jiu-jitsu for a heavyweight is insane. And he's very agile and speedy for his size. He's 6'5", 260. He moves quick. He's in and out of the pocket. He's bouncing. He's hopping. He's speedy. He was throwing high head kicks and spinning kicks against Ciryl Gane. We don't really ever see heavyweights do that except for Ciryl Gane and Francis, who are kickboxers. At the number, 8, so number 9, I have Petr Yan, 2-time bantamweight champion. He has great kickboxing, sharp boxing combos, well-rounded, and a former interim champion. He's been around for a very long time, and his striking is really good, and he's decently well-rounded. But his reign was overrated. People talk so much about Petr Yan's reign. He has no title defenses, or maybe one. No, he didn't have any. He has no title defenses. He lost to a DQ. He gained an interim belt, and then he got dominated by Aljo in the rematch. And then he went on a win one, lose one losing streak, and just got it back. He's not as good as everyone says he is. He is really good and he is really talented, but I do think he's a little overrated for how people talk about him. At the number 10, I have Joshua Van. Well-rounded, good cardio, and good kickboxing and boxing. I don't think he is the undisputed champion. If anything, he is the most disputed champion in the UFC. He is very blessed that he was able to win in such a fashion. But I think Pantoja gets it back in the rematch. I think Pantoja's going to come back with a little spite in him and a little anger for what happened, seeking revenge on Joshua Van. So I have him at the 10. I don't think he really showed anything in that fight versus where he showed in the Royval fight. He can hang with these guys. He was having an absolute war with Royval and giving him a scrap and showed that he can hang with the top of the division. But the win over Pantoja doesn't show any level of skill as to what the Royval fight did. He won via Pantoja, fucking dislocating his shoulder, elbow? I don't know. Number 11, I have Max Holloway. Great cardio. He has a good chin. It's starting to show, starting to crack. His chin is starting to show a little crackage. He has relentless pressure. He's very agile. Great boxing and kickboxing. Decent ground defense. And he had 4 title defenses at featherweight. His chin has been cracked. Ilya knocked him out. Poirier was cracking him in their trilogy fight. So I think one of these times at lightweight, he's going to face someone that has heavy hands and he's going to get caught again. He rematches Ilya at lightweight. I think he gets caught again. He fights an Arman Tsarukyan. Arman, if he doesn't submit him, I think Arman can hit. Arman has good power, and I think he could find somewhere on that chin. I don't know Paddy, but Paddy has decent power in his hands. I think he could find that. His chin has. I think Gaethje in the rematch. Now that his chin's been cracked, I think Gaethje can land a fucking heavy shot that cracks it. I don't know about that though. Actually, but I have Holloway at the 11. I think he's very honestly. I think Max Holloway is very overrated. I'm gonna say that. I think on the original list he was at 10, so I put him at 11. I think Max Holloway is one of the most overrated fighters in the UFC right now. I will have to elaborate on that probably in a different video. When I make a video about most overrated fighters, I'll probably talk about him. But outside of all this, he is a very good fighter. He's very talented. He's very skillful. But people overrate him so much, and it's hard to hear, and it gets to a point. So I have him at the 11. I don't think he goes on a lightweight title run. There's too much skill at the top. Ilya's holding the belt. He already lost to Ilya. He's about to rematch Charles, and I think Charles beats him. I think he loses the rematch to Charles Oliveira. 12, Dricus du Plessis. His dirty boxing is phenomenal. He has decent power. He has such weird cardio. When I was watching, I think it might have been the rematch with Sean Strickland. It was round 3. He was glowing red. And I was like, oh yes, he's fucking tired. Sean, tee off. Thought Sean was going to start teeing off. Bow, 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 bow. Because he was glowing red, tired. Huffing and puffing, like I kind of am right now. My nose is congested, but he was exhausted, it looked like. But no, he just fucking round 3 belt rings, round 4 starts like, okay, Dricus is tired, Sean's gonna start working. No, he just fucking has a third lung somewhere in his chest. Had more cardio in him. I was like, how the fuck is this guy not there? He's glowing. He's illuminating red light. Like, this motherfucker is glowing. But he still had cardio. He was still not tired. I don't know how this guy just doesn't gas. And even against Hamzat, he was getting smothered rounds 1 through 4. And in round 5, he chose, let me start scrambling. And just started scrambling with Hamzat. And it was like giving him, a little more, of a fight than he did in rounds 1 through 4. He chose to, round 5, let me activate my third lung. Just start going. I don't fucking understand it, how he does that. But at number, what was that? That was 12? 13, I have Arman Tsarukyan. Very well-rounded, possible future champ. Beats everyone in the lightweight top 10 except for Ilya, I would say. He's pretty exciting. And he's rising in popularity because of Ilia Topuria. If without Ilia Topuria doing what he's doing, Arman would be irrelevant. I really do want to see a fight with Arman and Ilia. I think that is a huge fight, and I think that is a very skillful fight. They both possess a lot of skills and a lot of talent. And I want to see Ilia versus Arman. I think that would be an amazing fight to be had. And I think that fight will show off a lot of impressive skills. Arman's kickboxing, he has very good kicks. Ilia's boxing, he's very crisp and precise. They both have really great ground game. I think Arman might have a little bit more pressure and might have the edge on the ground over Ilia just slightly. But between Arman and Ilia, depending on the outcome of that fight, also dictates the possible outcome of an Arman Islam 2 or an Ilia versus Islam. Because Arman and Islam fought a long time ago, and I think it was for Arman's debut. And Arman gave Islam a run for his money. He lost, but he gave him a run for his money. He gave him probably one of the most difficult grappling fights Islam has ever had. And now look at him. He's at the top of the division. And if they had fought in that rematch back in January of this year, that would have been an amazing fight. But Arman pulled out. Now he's getting punished for it. And I want to see him versus Ilia. Him versus Ilia would be an amazing fight, and I would take Ilia. 14. I have Ian Gary. I was going to have Jack Della. I was going to have Jack Della where Arman Tsarukyan is. But then I started thinking about it. Because I think Jack Della and Magomed, I took both of them off this list. Arman Tsarukyan was already on it. But the next two people I added, and you already saw it was Ian Gary. I took Magomed and Jack Della off this list because I was thinking, Arman Tsarukyan is better than Jack Della. You can like Jack Della Maddalena, but does he beat Michael Morales? No. Does he beat Ian Gary? No. Does he beat Usman? No. Does he beat Buckley? No. Does he beat Bilal again? Yes. Does he beat Islam in a rematch? No. There's no one really at welterweight. Does he beat Leon Edwards? Maybe. Does he beat Carlos Prates? No. I don't see Jack Della beating any of these guys that are in the top 5, top 10 of welterweight. I don't. Arman dominates these guys. Same with Ian Gary. I see Ian Gary beating Prates in a rematch. I see him beating Morales. I see him. He just beat Bilal. Could he beat Islam? I don't know. He said he did. He was talking his shit. He said Bilal couldn't take me down. He wrestles with you, Islam. So you come and try and take me down. I do think Islam takes him down very easily. He's undefeated. He is pretty well rounded. He has great kickboxing, good cardio and pressure. Once Islam is gone, I do see him being champ. I can see him being champion of welterweight, but I think Islam has to be gone for that. I see him beating most of these guys. I don't see him finishing them, but I see him doing just enough to edge out a decision. Going back to Jack, does Jack beat Shavkat Rakhmonov? No, Ian Gary did. Does he beat... Well, actually, never mind. MVP is at middleweight, not welterweight anymore. Does he beat MVP? No. Jack Della doesn't beat any of these guys. Jack Della got to the belt in the easiest way because he fought Bilal. If Ian Gary had fought Bilal for the belt, he would have been the champion too. How shit is Leon Edwards and how shit is Kamaru Usman? Number 15, I have Charles Oliveira. They removed him and put, I think, Jack Della. Charles Oliveira is number 15 pound for pound. He just got a win against Gamrot, I think it was. He just proved he can still win. And he was taking shots. He was eating whatever Gamrot was throwing. I don't know if it was Gamrot, actually. So I'm not going to say. But his last fight, he was taking shots, showing he still has his chin. He can still take shots. And he got a submission win in, I think, round 2. He was robbed of a championship legacy with the whole 0.5 pounds over shit. He is the greatest BJJ in the UFC. He has the most submissions in UFC history. He has a good Muay Thai style, even though that is what gets him caught a lot, is his high, tight guard. You just loop a shot past his guard or throw an uppercut up the middle because he has that Muay Thai stance. That's what gets him caught a lot with big hooks, uppercuts. Islam caught him with a hook that rocked him, dropped him, led to the submission. Poirier caught him with a hook. Gaethje caught him with a hook. I think Chandler caught him with just a straight down the middle. Like, he gets caught because of his high Muay Thai guard, but the way he works in that high Muay Thai guard is what gets him a lot of these wins. He has a great recovery. Everyone knows Charles Oliveira's chin recovery. He gets dropped and then he gets back and subs you. He's a former lightweight champion with one title defense. I know, but I count that Gaethje as a second title defense. I don't care. Gaethje was a title defense. It wasn't a fucking fluke, or I don't care what the UFC called it. I think that is a second title defense for Charles. Charles is number 15 pound for pound, and he will always be in the pound for pound list because he is the fucking GOAT. But yeah, this is my UFC pound for pound re-rank. A lot of them were just moving up and down. I only added 2 people, which were Ian, Gary, and Charles. But I moved a lot of people around. Like, I put Alex back at 3. I put Hamzat down. I put Marab up. I just moved a lot of people. I only added 2 people. But yeah, this is my pound for pound re-rank. Let me know what y'all think. And Merry Christmas Eve. I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas tomorrow. And yeah, thank you.